So welcome to my channel. I hope you are doing okay. My name is Ineza Guy, and we are going to see variables and data types. Let me just create a new file, call it variables data types. Let me delete this T, then put the extension .dat. This is the extension. You can call it what you want, but the extension have to be .dat. Let me do void main and create this function. Everything will run in this function. Let me start by var. Var, you will use it many times. Var, and you have to put the name. Let me put name equals to Ineza. This is my name. And var can take any type of variable. You can even say var number equals to 12. So let me print one of them and put my name. Let me save this and go to terminal. You can even use CMD, there is no problem. Let me just cross this, Control B, and let me do that. This is how we run that in terminal. That the name of your file variables data types dot that, then press enter. As you can see, Ineza, it is printing this. So use val when the type is not so easy to guess. Just use val. And let me show you other one that is in the numbers. We have int. Like, let me just comment this. Int can be a number which is equal to 7. We have double, which is a decimal. Let me call it decimal number is equal to 5.4. We have num, which stands for number. Num, let me call F 6. And something I want to show you, int is a subset of double, and double is a subset of num, which means double can hold an int, but an int can't hold a double. Let me show you here. I can even change here and put a double. It will not cause any problem. Let me just go back and put an int, but here I can't put, here on a double I can put an int. It will cause a problem because double is not a subset of an int. Int is a subset of double. I hope you can understand. And there is num. Num is very useful when you are going to do like a sum of different numbers with different types. Let me do a total, show you, of 0.98 plus 7, and I can print this. Let me do total, and this will work fine. As you can see, we have our result. So let's continue. Let me show you a string. Let me just comment this, and let me show you a string. string, can use my name, and this will be equal to Ineza Guy. This is my full name. And if you want, you can print this. And there is another thing I want to show you with numbers. We'll go back to string again. You can transform a string to a number. Int number equals to int dot pulse. This is a function built inside that. So that, let me show you. And here you can put like 7, and this 7 will become an int. This 7 here, it is a string, it will become an int. So you can print my number, and this is 7. Same to a double, it is the same thing, so you have to change it where there is int. And let me show another thing. Double, say double decimal or double m equals to double dot pulse. Let me do try pulse and put 89.5. So here it is causing problem, because if this string is not equal to a double, we have a problem. So this must be equal to a double, but if not, it is not equal to a double. For example, if this string is called like -8, this string is not a double. This is an operation, it is not a double. So this is why we are getting this error, but we have to add another thing here, a question mark. So you see the error disappear, which means if this string is not equal to a double, m will be equal to null. If this string is equal to a double, m will be equal to this value from here. Let me just print this. This is very important, and let me do this. I run it again. As you can see, it is equal to null. To run it again, we have to use the upper arrow key. Sorry for the English. And as you can see, this is null. And let me just transform this to a double. Let me just delete this minus and save this. This is, I think this is equal to a double. M will be equal to this. And let me just use the arrow upper and just press enter. As you can see, this is working. So this is a good practice, so just use it. And there is another one which is called final. Final works as var. So final pi, it is equal to 3.14. Those who did mathematics, they know pi in trigonometry. So final pi, it is equal to 3.14. When something will never change in your code, just use final. Yeah, it is a good practice. There is another one called dynamic. Dynamic u, it is equal to 8. This is evaluated at runtime, but I don't think you will use it many times. You just use it when it is needed. This is evaluated at runtime, but I don't think you will use it many times. So let's continue. So let me comment this. And let me continue with arrays, and let me do final and do my array, and this, let me do 1 2 3 4. This is an array. You can even declare array by using var, because this one, if it is final, it will never change. But I can use var, and I do my second array, and do 509.0.7. Sorry, this is to an array. So to access an array, let me just create some space here. To access an array, you have to do, let me do print. For example, I want to print this one here. Do my array, and then do just like this. Put this braces, these square braces, and put 0, because array start, the index start at 0. So here we will do, let me count 0 1 2 3. Yeah, you start by 0. So if I print this, let me save this and then print. This is 1. Yeah. So here you can, here in the terminal, how I'm doing this, I just press the upper arrow and do enter. And here, if I change, for example, if I change, then I put 3, it will print the last one. Yeah, you can put any number between 0 and 3, because you have 4. We have 4 here, 4 numbers here. And there is another thing here. We have some function on array. Can do dot last one, dot last. Here it will print the last one, as you can see. 4. I can even print the first one first, and we print 1, and I can even print the length. It will tell me how many numbers I have here. Let me just go here, dot variable dot dot, then it will tell me I have 4. Can even change here. Let me put, sorry, let me just put my second one and do length, and come here. As you can see, it is 3. I have 3 numbers here. And let's continue with how to add 2 strings. Let me say string add equals to, let me do Ineza plus Guy. This is my name, and this is how you can add 2 strings. If I print this, what is not Yeah, I have to print. I have to add print, and I do add. As you can see, to print Ineza Guy. And there is another thing you can do here. You can even delete this, and it will still print. As you can see, I've deleted plus and it is still printing, but it is a good practice to put the plus sign. It is a good practice to put a plus sign. And let me tell you about interpolate an integer to a string into a string. Let me just write this: interpolate an integer to into a string. Yeah, let me show you. You can do var age is equal to 25. So I can do var my age is equal to my, let me do I am, then use a dollar sign to put a string there, to put an int there, age, and years old, point, here I put an error. It have to be like this. Okay, my age, it have to be the same word. And I can print this: my age, my age. As you can see, I am 25 years old. And if it is an expression, let me do var. You can even interpolate a double, var an integer or a double. To do var, let me see, var my number, my number is equal to my number is, let me do dollar and put braces, these braces, and we put 25.2 string. So if I have an expression, this is how you interpolate. Think even for a double, it can work. And we print this: my number. My number, then save this and just print this. As you can see, it is working. So here I have to put a space. So it is working very well. So let's continue. Okay, let me comment this and let me come to Boolean. So Boolean will be equal to true or false. You start by bool, and let me say test. I can say is 6 less than 9. and do print test. As you can see, it is true. If I change and I put greater than, you will see it is false. So test can be equal to, let me show you, to true, or you can put false. This is Boolean. Sorry, false. This is Boolean. And there is the last one. Let me just comment this. The last one is nullable and non-nullable type. So how to declare a variable to be null? You can do int question mark number, and this, I think we have something here. I have to comment something here at the top. Let me do shift comment. Okay, number, and this number will be null. If I print number, I will have a null value. This is null, and this is a good practice because it will not cause any error. But you can do like this: int a is equal to number. This will cause an error. Let me just show you a good practice. Can be int a will be equal to, let me just put a question mark here. As you can see, it will be equal to a null. And let me show another one. You can put a default value. If number is null, I put a default value 5. If a number is null, so the default value will be 5. If I print, I will get 5. Oh, sorry, I don't know where is the problem. I have to put here a. To change and put a. That's why. And print this. You see, it is 5 because number is null. But if number is not null, let me say it is equal to 9. Here, let me just move this to, yeah, it is not null, and here it will be equal to 9. So this is great. This is a good practice here. This is it. So let's continue in another video. So if you are new, subscribe to my channel, put a comment there. It will help me. Even an emoji. If you have any question, just ask me. I've put all my address in the description of this video. So see you in the next video. Peace.